Hello, entrepreneurs. This is Sarah Mann here, and it is Tuesday. So I usually like to dub Tuesday as Teaching Tuesday, but I really haven't done that officially anywhere. So you are now the first to know. It's Teaching Tuesday. So I I wanted to talk about something that's come up. It's a buzzword. A lot of people use it. I think only some really know what it means. And so I want to talk about it and I want to hear what you have to say about it. So, the buzzword I'm talking about is mindset. We even have a day dedicated to it here in the group. It's called Mindset Monday. I know, super clever, right? So, mindset. Um, a lot of people talk about it, especially in business, because it's something that's, I believe, treated like a panacea for all our woes. If I just get my mindset right, then I can get this done. If I just get my mindset right, then I won't be dealing with this. If I just get my mindset all aligned, everything will be okay. Is that really true? And does mindset cure all the problems that we have and that we run into as business owners? So I'm going to talk about two things today, mindset, and I'm going to bring something up called the cognitive triad. And it's really cool. It's a fascinating tool. And if you know how to use it, well, you can either get in or out of clinical depression really fast. So it's a neat tool that I'm going to talk about in just a second, but let's really define um, mindset. So I've been a student of mindset for a long time. And obviously, if you know anything about mindset, you've read this book by Carol Dweck. You've maybe seen the TED Talk, lots of stuff about mindset. She's the one that introduced me to this, and she is the mother of it. Obviously basing it off of other research, but she's the one that really pioneered the mindset thing as we know it. So I'm going to use all of her language around this, and I've highlighted this book up and down. This is like my textbook. And so let's talk about mindset in these terms. I think people take it and then they're like, oh, mindset, it means you're either in a good frame of mind or a bad frame of mind. But this is the real definition. So a fixed mindset is believing that your qualities are carved in stone. If you have only a certain amount, you can only have a certain amount of something. So I only have a certain amount of intelligence. I only have a certain amount of skill. I only have a certain amount of this kind of personality, blah, blah, blah. Then the growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, your strategies, and help from others. So a fixed mindset is this is in stone and movable. I cannot fix this. And a growth mindset is that things are stretchy and flexible and I can get better with time. So if you believe, and she uses this, that people's IQ scores tell everything you need to know about this person. They're smart, they're lazy, they're blah, 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 all through the IQ score. That is a fixed thing and it sets people and puts them in a fixed mindset. So you can see why labels, I am a blank. So I am a late bloomer. That's a story I used to say about myself. I'm a late bloomer. I'm a slow learner. Am I? Like that's something I maybe developed through a couple of years of struggle in school, but is that really who I am? Am I really a late bloomer in everything? So I stopped saying that because it does kind of lock me into a fixed mindset on how fast I can learn something. Maybe I'm not a late bloomer. So that goes into, that is what the mindset definitions are. And they're not necessarily, and she goes into this in the book, is that it's towards the end of the book. She talks about how you can start to judge people based on their mindsets. So, I have a growth mindset. Yay me, right? I'm so special. I got a growth mindset and I'm better than you because you obviously have a fixed mindset. I'm so sorry for you. I mean, it happens in the on the playground. She talks about it at the very end that people start to judge others based on whether you have a good or crappy mindset. That is not something she wanted out of that either. So the whole point of learning about what the real mindset is I want entrepreneurs to not see it as the panacea for everything that solves all the problems, and either you're good or bad if you have a fixed or growth mindset. That kind of thinking sticks you into certain puzzle pieces that may or may not work for you, may or may not get you where you want to go. So this segues into the cognitive triad that I wanted to talk about. I am not an expert in this, but I do know something about it, and I wanted to share it with you because I believe it segues into the mindset stuff pretty well. So let's see if this one works. Yep, that works pretty good. It's always a big mystery on whether these pens are going to do what I ask. So let's just do this. I think I know where my son got his dyslexia. It is a genetic thing, and it's funny because his learning coach will say stuff like, "Well, I know where he got that, maybe." So it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine with it. But I do have to like sound things out. Like triad, hopefully, does it have an E? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so cognitive triad. So let's see. I'm just going off of my notes here for a second, just so that I can get it on the board correctly. And the world. Okay, so these are the views. So I am, and this is you thinking about yourself. I am, say, unlovable. And if you said that, I believe, what is it? Dr. Julie Helmrich is on watching. So she would be able to correct me on this. I believe there's like a cool little cocktail thing, but it's totally true that if you're in if you go up to someone and you have them stick out their arm and you have them say, I am worthy, I am awesome, I am lovable, whatever, and then you try to pull it down, they're like pretty strong. It's pretty hard to do. And then if you have them say a few times over, like, I am unlovable, I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, and it goes way down. So it's a pretty neat thing. And that is this part of the brain. I am unlovable. If you said something like that, and then you pair that with the future, like you think about the future and you say something like, nothing will ever change. That's about the future. This is about who you are, I am, and then this is the future. And then in the world, it would be like the world sucks. It's going downhill. It's in the handbasket that goes to the underground. It sucks. So this is the triad. And if you, if all three of these were super negative, like what I wrote here, then you're going to get clinically depressed. Self-future world. Yes. Thank you, Julie. So if you think in these formats, in these stories in your head, all three of these are negative, like I'm unlovable, I'm a whatever labels you're putting on yourself, the future, the thing you're looking forward to, if that sucks, and then the world, just there's no hope, then clinically depressed right here. And you can actually, if you want to focus on this and you want to get really depressed really fast, I don't know why you'd want to do that. You could just do that for I don't know how many days, and boom, you're there. You're clinically depressed. So what we want to do as entrepreneurs, and what we want to do as people, entrepreneurs are people. I didn't know if you knew that. I know we think we're superhuman, and we're pretty close. I adore all of you wonderful entrepreneurs out there who are changing the world. That is a fact in my mind. And I know we're like undertaking huge things, but we are human beings. And so let's go easy on ourselves here. We are mere mortals trying to change the world. So if you change these stories, I guess I'm not going to have to change that, but if you change these stories in your head, you change your outlooks on these things. It's a little different than the mindset stuff. It's all I mean, I can see where there's confusion. I can see where there's possible mix-ups, or the waters seem to bleed together, but they are not the same thing. And so when we're talking about mindset and like, how do I just get my mindset right? I just need to get my mindset right. Is that really what's going on? Do you have a growth mindset in your business, or do you have a fixed mindset? And is that really the issue? I would suggest, and I'm going to talk about this later in March when I release the course, Coaching Entrepreneurs on the Story of Change. But what I suggest you start doing now, when you're feeling completely overwhelmed, maybe discouraged, maybe like, is this life? Is this just the point of life? Is just to become, 2 steps forward, 1 step back? That's a story. So look for the stories in your life and look for them in these areas, and a little less in that mindset. Like, stop using mindset as a whole umbrella term for everything going on in your head. That's all I want to say. It's not everything. Mindset just covers a certain area, and it's a valuable thing. I mean, please know about mindset. And if you don't, ask me questions, get on my email list. You can go to trepcouple.com and email me about it. I will get you all the things I know about it. But a lot of us do already know what mindset is. We are all familiar with this book. It's an amazing book. I highly recommend it. But talking about the stories in our heads, and where those stories lie, look for that. If you're working in your business, but your story about your future is that nothing's ever going to change, then you're going to be self-sabotaging and not get to that place you want to go. If your story is about how you suck, or how you're a slow learner, or how you just can't quite figure people out, you're not a people person, you're not good at that. If those are the kinds of stories in your head, and they might be trickier than you think to find, I highly, highly, highly recommend journaling about this. And so sometimes that can be really scary. You're sitting down with a blank piece of paper and a pen, and you're like, no, I don't want to do this, but I highly recommend it for getting those crazy well, not crazy, but I didn't mean that. Like, they're ethereal, they're slippery. Slippery was the word. These thoughts in your head, and get them down on paper. And once you get them down on paper, they are like you just they're there, and you can look at them and be like, really, that's what I'm going to put my whole life on, is this belief about myself. No more. And then you can start to attack it. So think about this. If you have any questions, also the world, like if you think the world isn't something that can change, or if your belief about the world is completely, I mean, I would search on that. I have personal beliefs, and they totally drive about the earth, about who I am, about the future. Say, for example, a lot of you might know, but some of you might not know, that I have a business that sells shrugs, and the shrugs are made in Peru, and they're hand knit by women who get to work from home and take care of their families. So they are paid a fair wage for their work. The animals that the alpacas that are sheared are taken care of, and then they come to the States, and I sell them. I design them, and then I sell them. And if I didn't believe that the world could get better and heal from things like incredibly toxic pollution that makes our pants Like just what makes jeans, um, the water usage, the pesticides, the dyes, the formaldehyde. Like if we just knew what went into a pair of jeans and the footprint, like, and I'm not judging people, dude. I've got $15 jeans on right now. I get it. They're hard to find. Like good things are hard to find, and that's a shame. I want to change that. But if I didn't believe it was that, if I didn't believe the world could heal, and if I didn't believe humans could totally redeem a situation, then I wouldn't have even started that business. I would have made one for myself and moved on, possibly. I don't know, but that really sits here with my belief in the world, that it is something that can heal, get better, improve. Humans can. um, is it Pollyanna? No, I don't believe so. I think that, um, uh, without getting all into that, that is how I created a business, and it's seated over here, and seated over here, and seated over here. So think about the stories in your head that you're telling yourself. Think about, not just your mindset and getting your mindset right. That's fine. But think more about the stories. Think more about what are you telling yourself, or what is a story that maybe someone told you about yourself that you agree with. Do you want to agree with it anymore? It's kind of big homework. You're a hero if you decide to undertake it, but I'm telling you, it is the shortcut to getting the stuff done you want in your business. I am telling you, because I have been your guinea pig without you even knowing it, and I've done all this work already, and I have seen the results. And I am not special. I am not super high IQ, super coordinated, super organized. I mean, check it out. Am I super organized? Nah. But if I could do it, anybody could do it, and I highly recommend it because it is the shortcut. What I've discovered in the past 4 years of this, compared to the 12 years in business, just finding it out the hard way. Please, this is why I do this, because I don't want you to have to learn the hard way and waste time that you could be doing getting the things you want to be done, saving the world that I know you are saving, because entrepreneurs are saving the world. I totally believe that. And I know it to be true, and I can prove it. So anyways, I'm going to go. This is the lesson. If you have any questions on the cognitive triad or on mindset, please ask questions. I would love to help and clarify anything. These videos aren't meant to be like a whole master class on any of this stuff. These are just little chunks to throw at you, and hopefully if something sticks and makes a big difference, that would be amazing. And if you want to know more, great, because I do know more and I can help you. But anyways, I hope you have a good Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday Wins, and I can't wait to hear what your wins have been. All right, have a good night. Bye.